Well, good morning viewers. Welcome to the channel, Seabreeze Rider channel. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome. If you're returning to view, thank you very much. Anne and I are off to just west of Peterborough today. We're going to a farm shop where we're going to meet up with a couple of new friends. They're also YouTubers, I mentioned them before. It's Richard and Carol from BanditManUK. I'll put a link to their channel so you can have a look. Do some great videos, very like-minded in the sense that they go off together and travel all around the place, Europe and the UK, and have a good time like we do. So as you can see, the weather's not bad today. A little bit cloudy, but temperature's supposed to be about sort of 20 and above today, so we might even get as high as 25. So we are doing an overnighter, so we're like I say, heading to that area around Wiz Beach, and we're going to do a nice little ride out this afternoon, find a hotel. Well, we've already booked a hotel, and we're going to stay there overnight and have a nice dinner and enjoy each other's company and the ride today. So that's the plan. On the last video I went to Cambridge and enjoyed an afternoon in the sun in Cambridge, but this one's slightly different, a bit of a longer ride, and yeah. And of course we are on the new Tiger 800 Sport, and on her yellow one, and on my blue one, his and hers. The good news, we haven't got matching helmets. We stopped at that. Matching bikes is okay, matching helmets we draw a line under. Definitely not, no. So as usual, if I see something of interest I get back to you, but otherwise enjoy the ride. Well, we're currently on the 414 heading out towards the M11, and just noticed they've relayed this little bit of road, which is quite nice. It's like riding in northern Spain, lovely. But shame they're not doing it all over the UK, relaying those roads. But it always makes a big difference, isn't it, when you're on a really nice bit of tarmac. And we also noticed, actually, it seems to be a trend at the moment. I suppose it's with women's rugby on, and they've just done the Euros, that everyone's painting zebra crossings with the St George's flag, which is, yeah, little mini roundabouts as well, which is quite nice. And no, it's not racist, it's a sporting celebration. Obviously it's graffiti, but I suppose positive to graffiti, if there is such a thing. Yeah, we just saw that coming through Ongar. Can actually go a little bit quicker here. I notice I'm only doing 43 and a 50. That'll annoy the hell out of everyone behind us. Yeah. Alright, there you go, 50, 51, close enough. The thing is about the 414, I mean, you can do a few overtakes in the straights, but it gets a little bit windy after Ongar, and you're going out to the M11. There's not many chances, but you can do an overtake, especially not in a car. So you'll have to hang on. Oh no, he's dropped off now. So if you're not familiar with this sort of part of Essex, it goes out towards, I think it's Weald, isn't it? There's like a yeah, North Weald airfield, that's it, and then heads out to the M11 and then on towards Mount Fitchett and Stansted and that sort of thing. Yeah, so you're basically going towards Hertfordshire. Yeah, it's not a bad road, but it can get a bit, I mean, obviously today is a nice day, not many cars on it, so it's nice and smooth run, but it can be a little bit heavy with traffic if there's something on at the airfield. So this is an alternative run for us, because we could have done the M25 and then on to the M11, but I just thought it'd be nicer today to do something a little bit different, really. Right, Talbot roundabout. There you go. Harlow M11. North-wheeled Bassett. Ooh. Change the road speed. There you go. The flags are out. Lovely. We're doing quite well in the women's rugby. Yeah, big old World Cup. There you go. So we're currently on the M11. We've just gone past the Imperial War Museum at Duxford, which I think is a junction with 505. Yeah, ticking along quite nicely. Should be at our destination by about 12:01, and it's currently coming up to 11 o'clock, so not a bad little run really. And we've tried out our cruise control, and it appears to be working quite nicely. And when I mean our cruise control, because we've toured for so many years, we've always had different bikes, maybe the same make of bike, like a Triumph or whatever, BMW, but we've had different models, and we've set our cruise control on, and it's never been the same. It's either I've been too fast or Anne's gained on me or whatever, and we've had to vary it, so we sort of work out what our cruise control. Well, we've just done it on these two, and it would appear to be spot on. 50, we were doing, I think, 54, set the cruise control, no gain or loss. So yeah, first time. Hey. Okay, so we decided to change the sat nav setup and put a windy route, because we were on the A14 and it was getting a bit mind-numbingly boring. It was flowing nicely, but you know, heading out, we just thought, you know, we'll come off, we'll put in windy route, and so we're currently on the, God knows, hang on, got to read that. That's it, the B1043, so I had my visor down. B1043, Stangate Hill. There you go. On a 60 mile an hour road. Not a soul to be seen, so that's always good. The flatlands of Cambridgeshire and Huntingdonshire. We've got roundabout in about a quarter of a mile, taking a left turn, but it's a nice road. But looking ahead, it seems to be running parallel to the A14. I think we're just off it, but yeah, it's just over to the left. So we just rode past this. I saw this 457th Bombardment Group, US Air Force. So just having a look, and it's called Glatton Air Base. And the water tower that stands before you is the only remaining significant structure of the Glatton Air Base. Construction of this base, Station 130, was completed by the 809th Engineer Battalion, Aviation of the United States Army, in late 1943, and it was home of the 457th Bomb Group of the US Army 8th Air Force, 44 to 45. There you go. Yeah, it's nice. Well, that's a bit special, isn't it? We who have survived, dedicate this monument to our fellow airmen who gave their lives in the cause of freedom. There you go. Yeah. These little things you find when you're riding around, aren't they? No, that's true. Yeah, if we'd have stayed on the motorway, we'd never seen it. Well, there you go. So we're currently in a town called Yaxley. Never been here before. Well, it looks quite like they've got a massive big cathedral, I suppose. And some lovely gardens on the left. Ooh, yeah. Just waiting for Anne over here. Yeah. So, I've got a straight ahead towards Wisbeach. It's the right direction anyway. Yeah, I don't know what this, can't really see on the left what this is. It looks like a big, well, an abbey I think, or a cathedral, or very big church. I'll have to have a look at that. There's massive grounds. I got a straight ahead at the next roundabout. Wow. That's impressive. There's a lot of baskets there, isn't there? We're currently going through the town of I. E-Y-E. I. What a strange... Yeah, what a strange name. I. E-Y-E. I-O. Yeah. The town of I. We do live in a weird country. Very quaint though, very quiet. Nice church, yeah, we always like a nice church. There you go, town of I. What was it famous for? Looks like, yeah, a train station and a skip. No, train station and some sort of quarry. Oh, and now I Green. Well, they certainly like their traffic calming measures, don't they? Got to keep an eye out all the time. Oh, sorry, really shouldn't have said that. I couldn't resist it. I was telling Anne many moons ago, doing a driving course along here, and you can look at these dikes with the great roads to drive along at high speed. The government were paying me to learn to drive a car at the time, and these roads were like ridiculously difficult to stay on because of bloody, as you can see, the quality of the road not great, and it bounces up and down, but you can only go so fast. Yeah, if anything isn't bolted down on the bike, it's coming off now. Whoa! And then suddenly you get a bend. Great road though. And you can see for quite a while in every direction, so it's not as if you can't see anything coming towards you. But then you'll suddenly come to a bend, you go, oh, we've got to go left. We haven't got far to go, there you go. Well, we're looking for a farm shop. Oh, there you go. And there they are. Popular road. Yeah, I made a little move. I forced my way in. Could probably pop ourselves behind. There we go. Oh yeah. I don't know if I can get my leg over that one. There you go. Oh, made it. We just had the funniest thing. We were, we did the windy route, and it took us down. And it took us across fields, and I remember many years ago doing a driving course going across the flatlands, and you've got like ditches either side, but it's just like dead straight, and you can see. And we were just we were just bouncing up and down, and I'm thinking, oh my god, just taking off. It was good fun. Okay, we've just had a really nice lunch at the farm shop. And met up with Richard and Carol, so we're all in convoy now, so we're just going to do a little ride out, and we've had a slight change. We've put it into Google Maps rather than doing it on the sat nav, because Anne's managed to put all the route in, send it out an email, so we've all got it, theoretically. Although we're not on comms, apart from Anne and I on comms, obviously Richard and Carol just following behind. But I have got the route, yeah. So we should be all good. Now, where is it taking us? Good question. So we're going to Appleborough. Okay, so we're going for country roads via the Desert Rat Memorial. Okay, so the 8th Army Desert Rats, there's a memorial, so Anne's going to do a shout out on that one, just in case I miss it, but yeah, all good. And right, it's a nice temperature actually for riding, and we've sat outside that much, it was really nice, so yeah, 24 degrees I think yours is showing, isn't it? Yeah, good. So I think Richard's the odd one out because he's on a Yamaha, isn't he? So he's on an MT10, but so the three of us on Triumphs. So we're actually on a Roman road. Yeah, got right in 0.2 of a mile. Yeah, coming into Malton Chapel. But it's yeah, I've got straight ahead a little mini roundabout, and then I've got a right turn in 150. I think it's this one coming up here on the right. The Roman Road. There you go. How Roman was it? Little oast house on the right there. See that? No, we went past it. It was I think it was shaped like I think they call them oast houses, where they you dry hops, but it might not have been. It was like a folly. It was like a funnel shaped thing. Yeah, it's weird. Apparently this is called Ravens Drove. Now, if I might be wrong, but yep, I might be wrong, but I think the word drove means as in drover, isn't it? So if you were driving cattle or something, or driving, so Ravens Drove was probably a route where you would drive stuff to market. Might be wrong. But it's similar to the word drover, which is used in Australia, isn't it, for cattle and sheep. So yeah, there we go. And then it goes into Cade Drove as well. So, anyway, that's my idea of what where the word comes from, but I don't know, I might be wrong. Any comments below? Am I right, am I wrong? Is it a path where people used to take cattle to market, a drove? Sounds like good plan. Anyway, so we're still on our little roundabout route that Anne's come up with, heading for that 8th Army Memorial. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's a way away, yeah. It's a beautiful countryside. Are we still in Cambridgeshire? Yeah, I think we are. If not, we're heading for Norfolk. We might be in Norfolk actually. I don't know. It doesn't really tell you, does it? Yeah, we could be. Kind of could be in Norfolk now. I reckon we are. A great part of the country, though, isn't it? It's definitely God's country, that's for sure. Look at this. Couldn't have picked a better day, really, could we? It's just perfect riding weather. Not too Goldilocks day, as they say. Not too warm, not too cold. No, don't get better than that. Now, strangely enough, last one I mentioned about mental health, and I don't know, it's a topic everyone thinks about, but I've said in the last video I was talking about, you know, when you're out and you're just riding with friends, riding with friends or just riding on your own, it's brilliant. You could be anywhere in the country, you get a day like this and you've got these roads and you're just looking around and you're on your bike. There ain't nothing better. Oh, well, I can't find anything better out there. Yeah, got right turn in about 0.2 of a mile. So yeah, it just chills you out, doesn't it? Sunday afternoon ride. Don't get better than this, does it? Yeah, just I just managed to turn the camera on. Just kind of typical, isn't it? Sutton Bridge, this is. Yeah. So we are just crossing the Great Ouse, the River Ouse. There you go. And heading towards King's Lynn. Although, according to Anne, we weren't going into the town, we're going around it. Yeah, so once we get past King's Lynn, and then we're heading towards Thetford. So, there's a little bit of different scenery then, but you have to kind of do the boring, not the boring stuff, but you know, the straight stuff, to then get the windy routes. We are, of course, now in Nelson's County of Norfolk, where Lord Horatio Nelson was born. Yeah, we were lucky enough to actually see his tomb, Nelson's tomb, which is in the crypt of St Paul's Cathedral, not long ago. Anne and I went up in London for a day, and yeah, quite amazing. Went down into the crypt, and there he was, the man himself. And there's that famous story about Nelson, if you didn't know it, that he sadly lost his life at the Battle of Trafalgar, picked off by a French sharpshooter from a ship when they engaged. He was one of these definitely men that led from the front, and he wasn't in his cabin. He was out on deck during the height of the battle, and of course, being a target sharpshooter, took him out on the deck. And if you go and see HMS Victory at Portsmouth in the historic dockyard, there was a plaque on the part on the deck where he actually fell. He was taken down to the orlop deck, where he later passed away. But he did say to his crew, "Don't bury me at sea." So they had a bit of a problem then, because in the days gone by, it didn't have refrigeration on the ship. So they had to think, well, how are we going to get the Admiral back? And then some bright spark came up and said, I'll tell you what, why don't we put him in a barrel of French brandy? We've got a big old barrel, we'll stick him in a water barrel, we'll fill it with French brandy, and then we'll preserve his body that way. Because the problem is with Victory, it was damaged so badly at the Battle of Trafalgar, it was going to be months before they got back to England. So that's what they did. They put Horatio into a big barrel filled it full of French cognac, and that's where he lay until he got back and was buried in England. Now, the story then goes on that all of his captains and dignitaries, when they were back in the UK, decided to toast, have a big meal in memory of Nelson, and that same brandy was served at the table. And apparently someone said, my, this has got some body with it. But no, I didn't say that at all. But there you go, they drank the cognac that he was pickled in. But there you go, that's the story. We just arrived in Thetford Forest and come across the 7th Armoured Division Dead and Rats Memorial. Thetford Forest has always been one of those sort of places where the British Army have trained. I did a bit of training here myself once, and found this en route and said it'd be a great place to stop and have a big photograph, so that's what we're going to do. Well, we've had a nice little break with the at a tank memorial. We haven't got far to go, so it's not too bad. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we're all good to go. Yeah, so we've had a really nice little stop. And we're now heading off to our accommodation. So goodbye Audrey, little Audrey 2. Off we go. Yeah, so smacking and so the story behind that is that the desert rats were actually housed in Thetford Forest prior to D-Day landings on June the 6th, so the division were in Thetford Forest, and then after that they moved to the embarkation point, and then went over the channel and landed in France on D-Day. So that's the reason why that memorial's there. I didn't read it out on the video, but just had a look at it and read the story behind it. 7th Armoured Division, and of course they were originally at El Alamein with Montgomery. So after they did their bit in the desert, they came back and they were part of obviously Montgomery wanted it, and he took charge of the British Army, didn't he? So he obviously wanted his beloved 7th Armoured Division to land on the beaches at Normandy, and they landed on Gold Beach on June the 6th. I mentioned previously in the video that Thetford Forest is quite well known as a British Army training area. When I was in the army, I did a little bit of training there myself, did a bit of orienteering in Thetford Forest. I think I got lost actually. Truth be known, I wasn't that good at orienteering, but I was running around for about 8 hours, but I managed to get back anyway, so didn't win the competition, but it is a nice part of Norfolk, I must admit. Very picturesque. Brutal in the winter though. Yeah, you don't want to be in that forest in the winter with the wind howling and the rain pouring down on you. Very damp. But with only, how far we got to go? 10 minutes, something like that. Oh no, a bit further than that. And just told me we should be there in about at 5 past, and the time according to my motorcycle is 16:26, so yeah, about 45 minutes. So here we are, arriving at our destination. our accommodation for the evening. Just off the A11 at Breckland Lodge. Ooh, nice little pub up the road as well. Just got to find a parking space for 4. That'll do. That'll do. Okay. Yes, probably a good shout. Yeah, good shout. Okay, got enough room in there? Yeah, okay. Okay. It's alright for an overnight. Put some light on the subject. Oh, it's not too bad. Cupboard. I'll go there and have a wee then. Okay, bathroom. Yeah, there you go. Quite a nice little room. So we're all booked in, all parked up, and you can see out of there. Yeah, so
that's the main body of the hotel.
Yeah, main body of the hotel's over there with a restaurant, and these are our the accommodations over here. So Richard and Carol are upstairs, we're down here, and we'll meet up and go and have a drink later on. So if you've liked today's little ride out, give me a thumbs up, and speak to you soon. Well, speak to you on the next one, which will be my tour across with a couple of mates heading over to France, Belgium, Holland and Germany. So speak to you then.